All right, guys, welcome to the game plan call. It is Sunday, July 19th, which is crazy. I cannot believe we're looking at the end of July already. And we are really excited. I have a special guest tonight. Our very own Kellie Pontel is going to be in like a little hot seat a little bit later, but we're going to do the game plan for this upcoming week first. Hey, Pacer. And so I'm going to go ahead and, let's do recognition. Sorry. Anybody have anybody they want to recognize tonight? We're going to recognize Kellie in a second, so.
I wanted to recognize one of my newer coaches. She's a boot camper that is absolutely loving MBF, and she was on the new coach call at 7:30. Her name is Michelle Thomas, and she's already got a plan on how she's going to hit Emerald and how she's going to move forward in the business. So I'm really excited that she's going to bring forth some energy and loves everything that we're doing. So
yeah, that's exciting. I just wanted to shout out three of Conquer Nation's leaders. Lee Juarez traveled from North Carolina. We had Ashley travel from Texas. What? Yeah. And we had Krista, which is Mallory Pitts' coach, travel from Ohio. So that's so cool. Our retreat. So cool. Anybody else? Anyone they want to shout out?
Got one more. Jolene is 1 point away from hitting Success Starter. That is Shelby Taylor's coach. So I'm really excited because she's going to be hitting Success Starter this month. There's no way she's not going to, because we have a launch happening July 27th, and she's only 1 point away. So that's really exciting.
That is really exciting.
She'll be watching this recording. So good job, Jolene.
I feel like Conquer Nation is just killing it with Success Starters this year. I love it. So exciting. All right. Anyone else?
Okay, I'll shout out Kelsey and Dean for letting me sleep in one of their kids' beds, for making me 500 tacos, and, just keeping me fed and full of hydration.
Full of hydration. We had so much fun.
Full of hydration and margaritas.
Margaritas, all of the things.
Yeah, I mean, props to you guys for taking the sacrifice of leaving your families for a couple days and flying across country. Some of you more than 2 hours away, and making that investment in your business. I was telling them on the weekend, there was people literally down the road that didn't come, and you guys made the sacrifice and came, and that just says that's a true testament to your investment in the business. And hats off to you guys.
For sure. It was so much fun. I was told Lee, I met her, and I was like, I feel like we've met, but we really haven't in person, because social media and team training, like you just really feel like you get to know people. So it's so cool.
If you guys, when you jump on, if you could mute yourself, that would be awesome. Anybody else want to shout someone out?
I mean, you already said it, but I'm going to go ahead and shout out Kim and Krista again. Kim actually drove about an hour and a half from away. So she traveled a little bit. She didn't have to fly. But Kim and Krista, obviously Krista buying a plane ticket, not even 2 weeks out and showing up, just both having little kids under the age of 4 is just awesome. And I will tell you, I talked to Krista and she told me, like, showing up to be at an in-person event was the game changer. And she said, until you experience, like, you can talk to somebody on a DM and get to know them, because obviously we've talked a bunch recently, but she was like, until you show up and meet them in person and think like, okay, they really are this way. Like she said, it's just a complete game changer and built her confidence in not only herself, but the business and the company and the process of meeting new people. And she was just raving about it. So shout out to them. And then, yeah, Dean and Kelsey, for sure. Everything you guys did, opening up your house when it's, your last 2 weeks there, and paying for us to freaking get professional pictures, like for us to use and make us look fancy and cute, and margaritas and mimosas and all of it. It was just so good. I just love those team retreats. So shout out to you guys too, but that's all.
It was so much fun, you guys. I mean, it just is. It's so fun to get to see everybody in person. Like, I mean, I still feel that way. I was telling Dean we took everyone to the airport, and on the way back, I was like, I need that, just to be surrounded by like-minded women and just to be like re-energized by everybody is just, it's something that like I think is a need. It truly is. So, and then I wanted just to say, Krista, I was talking about her, for those of you that were on the new coach call earlier. She's the one I was talking about because she was talking with Dean and I. Well, we were at, we were eating, what was
Culver's.
that? Culver's.
Cheese curds.
We had some cheese curds at Culver's. But we were just sitting around talking, and she's only been doing this like 6 weeks or something. And she said how sincere her husband was, and just told her thank you for starting this, because he didn't know where to start and didn't know what to do, and how much it's already changed their family. You guys, that's why we do what we do. Like it's for things like that. Like it's to make an impact in your own life and into your family's life. But like, we keep showing up because there's people out there like Krista and her husband that need this, and maybe didn't even know that this existed. But because you're showing up every day, when you're getting no's, when you feel like you're not making progress, and you keep showing up regardless, those are the people that we're impacting. And so I want you to all know that, because there's seasons, there's highs and lows in this business. There's some people start and hit the gate running. Other people, like, it takes a while to get the conversations going. You all are making such a big impact. You all are needed on part of Conquer Nation, because you are changing people's lives. Whether it happens today or in 2 or 3 or in a year from now, like, you are changing lives because you're showing up and you're being the example. You're allowing people to think, if she can, I can too. And that is so powerful. And I want you to know that every single one of you is leaving such a big impact.
Indeed.
So
I gotta shout out Becca Seifert real quick, because
Becca,
she just got her second coach, and she's going to be Emerald on Thursday. It's a huge shout out to her for getting her second coach, which is really exciting. If you guys don't know, Becca is also a mom to 3.
she's a twin mom too.
Mom.
She was at the retreat.
She was at the retreat. She's our assistant and amazing at that. But she's absolutely rocking it, and we love having her a part of this team. We love having her a part of Team Shackley. Like, just I can't say enough good things about Becca. And then I also have to shout out Laura Norris, who's
should we let her say?
Yeah, Laura, you want to just say it? I feel
She's gonna go Diamond Thursday. Yeah, she has everything lined up and ready to go.
She's gonna join Kellie Pontel in the Diamond Club here on Thursday. So just solidifies that we've got some major business builders. Yet another diamond on Conquer Nation. So cool. Couldn't be more proud of her. Twin mom as well. And just, she has really just turned on the jets and made it happen. We set her up with the challenge of, hey, I think you can do this week. You're so close. And she locked it in. She made it happen. Like, she had that belief in herself because someone else believed in her too. She matched our belief. Like I always say, like, you got to believe in people, but in the same token, they have to believe in themselves too. They got to match you with that energy. And that's one thing Laura's done, and she's always done, is like really worked on herself and believing in herself. It hasn't come easy to her at times, but she's made the decision to do it, because if someone else can, why can't Laura do it? So huge shout out to her, and can't wait to see her get recognized as Diamond on Thursday.
Yeah, girl. So excited for
Some
you.
more water.
Yeah, go for it. Any other recognition tonight? Krista, were you on when we were just talking about you? I feel like maybe your ear was itching.
Yeah, no, I wasn't on the call earlier, but I got on just now when you were mentioning me, and I was going like this. I was raising the roof.
Just seeing you on.
Yeah.
It's so cool to get to meet you this weekend.
Yes.
Awesome.
Any
Krista,
others?
there was something this weekend that I was like, could you share? Do you remember what it was? My mind.
Yeah, probably about, I just minimized everything. I'm trying to figure out how to get it back. But was it about how I ghosted Mallory for so long, and then,
Yes.
yeah.
Can you briefly share that? Do you mind?
Yes. So I'm fairly new to Instagram, and I honestly think that I started following Mallory first. And so I started watching her stories, and of course she's like, hey, you know what I mean? Like, are you interested in this? Are you curious? And I ghosted her. And so I kept watching her stories because I'm like, oh, I'm just going to watch these. She can't tell I'm stalking her on the down low. And of course now I know she could. So a couple weeks later, she messaged me again. Of course I ghosted her because I was like, fear. It's fear-based. And then she did this poll about some kind of chicken and rice recipe, and it was like, do you want the recipe? And I hit yes, and I was like, crap, I responded to her poll, and now she's going to see me. And so we just started talking, and so I got into this accidentally and because of the follow-ups, and here I am. Our whole life has changed, and now I get to help change other women's lives and their families too. So all by accident, or as Shelby says, you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. So
I love that. Oh, thank you for sharing. Because I think so many times we get in our heads, like when we invite somebody and they don't say anything, or when they say no or whatever, and it's like they're still watching. You just have to know that it had to be the right timing for you. Like something had to click for you to say, okay, I'm ready to get more information. So I love that you shared that.
yeah.
So good. So good. Oh my God, did I say that to Kelsey? I sent an emoji. Oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. That's so funny. See, it happens to us all. It happens to us all. It truly does. Okay, awesome. Anybody else have any recognition? I don't want to cut it off early if you guys have somebody to shout out.
Mara's going to be starting the running test group on August 3rd with, I forget the trainer's name, but she's going to be in that test group. So that's exciting.
That is exciting. With Laura Norris and Lauren Spencer. They're doing it too. So it's going to be that's so fun. You guys are going to start like a message thread or text thread or something together. Encourage each other. It's so cool. Congratulations, Mara. Okay. Let me pull up the announcements here. Okay. Announcements. Coach Summit was amazing. There was so much excitement. I don't know if you guys have I was like tears, workouts, like all the things. Kendra Hall was, of course, amazing. She's always amazing. Just so many things that were amazing about this year's summit, even though it was virtual. I mean, of course, I truly do think that going to the live event is so much more powerful in my opinion, but there was so much so much value from this. And so if you were like at home, let's just say you're at home and you're working full time and you're a mom and you're all the things and you couldn't catch the recording, I think it's easy to slip into the mindset, oh, that's fine, I just won't watch the trainings at the Beachbody Champions page. But I really want to encourage you to maybe pick one of those trainings from Summit one a day or one every other day to get through, because I think you're going to learn so much from those and use that as your personal development over the next week or two, because those trainings are really invaluable and they're really important. So to do that from the Beachbody Champions page, I think would be awesome. Also, Shelby Smith was recognized because at Summit, they always recognize you from the year prior. So ending December of 2019. So they recognized Shelby Smith as a 3-star and becoming a premier leader to the team Pursuit of You. Ashley Vandelberg was recognized as 1-star, as well as Mallory Pitts. So congratulations, ladies. That's exciting. So again, all the trainings were phenomenal. I had linked I made a post in Conquer Nation with all of the details and all the links to the different trainings as far as like the big announcements within corporate. So you can find those there, and Beachbody Champions too. I already talked about. But the new announcements is the pre and the postnatal program, which, guys, I'm like, wow, they've been needing that for years. I like literally when I got pregnant with Ruby, I was like, I needed that so bad. I wanted that. And now like I'm done with children, and they came out with it, which is much needed. So I'm really excited about that. It's with the Creative Bar Blend. The 9-week Control Freak is with Autumn Calabrese that will launch. That'll be like the new year program that launches. And then the 30-day Breakaway is that running program that Tanya was talking about. So that's exciting. Tonight is the last time to purchase Coach Summit tickets at $135. That's going to be the lowest cost that you will ever see. And that does end tonight. So I would highly suggest committing to that. I really do believe that Summit is a thing for everybody. And it's a thing that if you're a discount coach, you need to be at Summit. If you're wanting just to create supplemental income, you need to be at Coach Summit. If you're here to build a big business, you need to be at Coach Summit. There's just something so powerful about live events, about seeing other people having the Beachbody Challenge with the weight loss, and hearing those stories and the impact that you're making, to being here just surrounded by people who also want to make healthy a lifestyle and be attending the live workouts. It's if you've been to Coach Summit, will you please put in the chat how powerful Summit is? Because I literally think every single person, there's like 500 people now in Conquer Nation. I want to see all 500 of those people attend Coach Summit, because it's something every single person will get out of it. If you just want to be a better mom, you're going to get something out of it. You want to just be better at anything, like you're going to get something out of it. And it's just so cool to be surrounded by like-minded women and people. So
yeah, I'm going to say something on that, and I'm going to stop the shares because I like to see everybody's face. And I want them
while you do that, I'm going to get more water.
I like everybody to know I'm talking and looking at them. But at the retreat this weekend, I heard a couple people say that, oh, I'm sure glad I came to this event, this live summit event at your guys' house. I almost didn't come because I've kind of been in and out of the business, or I heard that I didn't feel like I was worthy enough, or I wasn't a good enough rank to be at Summit. And I just was blown away to hear that, because this is an event, like Kelsey said, that everybody should be at. And it doesn't matter where you're at in the business. If you want to do something, you want to partially do something, you need community, you need to build a business, whatever it may be, your rank does not define whether you're worthy enough to come to these events and to hang out with us. And we don't put a rank requirement on that. We will have events where there'll be like a diamond event that we'll do something special for just diamonds and do diamond trainings because it's higher level, and we'll go over that stuff. But to be at events like this, you are always, every single one of you are always welcome. And I hope that you never get the impression that you're not always welcome. In our house, in our events, at our private events that we do at Summit, when we actually have Summit, and this next year it'll be in St. Louis. But if we were at New Orleans, if we were at New Orleans this year, we would have had a private event then, and we would have been just really bummed out if people thought that they weren't at a certain enough level or rank to attend. And I know there's people on this call tonight that didn't come, or talk themselves out of it, or almost talk themselves out of it because they didn't feel that they were good enough or worthy enough. And I can tell you the people that bought a plane ticket, I think that they will attest that it was worth the money that they spent and the time away from their family to get what they got out of our virtual summit. Now, this year didn't look like it typically does. And we honestly just try to do our best to give you guys something, to provide something for it. And I hope you guys thought that it was well worth it. And because I sure did, I thought it was awesome. I thought it was a good time. We learned something along the way, but I can promise you, if you make the commitment, which you should, to come to St. Louis next year for Summit, I would encourage you to spend the $135. It'll be the biggest in return on your money that you've ever spent for $135. You'll get thousands of dollars worth back out of it in trainings, in business development and growth and community and interaction and time away and figuring out who you are as a woman, as a man, as a wife, as a husband. Do it. You can't, it's impossible for me or anyone on this call to explain the experience until you just do it.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
the first step is doing it. You can't talk about doing it. You got to do it. Ask anybody here on this call. They've hesitated, but they're damn glad that they did it. So I want to leave here letting you guys know that you're always welcome, no matter where you're at in this business. And I never want that to be questioned again on this team. So you can
Amen on a Sunday. And it is Sunday. I can. What were you going to say? Share it again.
No, yeah, you can share your screen again.
Okay. Look at all these people going. Yes. Yes. Okay. Back to my announcements here. Okay. So we talked about that. Here's the game plan for the upcoming week. 7 a.m. hustle hours. I seen Tanya's like, I'm committing. I will be pressing play at 5:15. I love it. And then I think you said you're going to be jumping on the hustle hours. I don't know if 7 a.m. hustle hours or not. But
so hustle hours, real quick.
Yeah.
Sorry. I've seen lately several people say, I'm back. I'm ready to do this business. Where do I begin? 7 a.m. hustle hours are a really good place to start. If you're coming back in this business or you're ready to keep building off the momentum you already have. If you're going to say that you're back, let's see you on those 7 a.m. hustle hours. That's a great place to start.
I want to shout out Carrie and Flora. Both of those girls showed up Monday through Friday last week, every single day.
That's awesome.
And it's 5 a.m. Flora's time.
Way to go, guys.
So that was awesome to see that. Okay, so Monday we've got the National Wake Up Call, the 7 a.m. hustle hour. Kelly's been doing her hustle hours. Tuesday hustle hour with Kelly at lunch and the 7 a.m. Janelle is doing the pop-up trainings on Tuesdays right now. So we're going to hop on. Those trainings are phenomenal. So why reinvent the wheel? So those are at 7 p.m. on Tuesday nights. So I'll post that. I don't know details of the call yet. I usually don't know them till Monday or Tuesday. So as soon as I find out, I'll pass that along. Wednesday, Shelby's been doing her Wednesday hustles. And then we're going to be doing a 3-day coach workshop inside the Muscle Burns Fat group. So Shelby and I are looking for other people to go live and to share their story. The only person that has texted me is Lee. So far I've got myself, Shelby, and Lee. But I would love to hear from other people within, I don't care who your coach is, basically anybody within Conquer Nation. So I will be focusing on inviting to the coach workshop. I will be going into inviting everyone who signed up with Muscle Burns Fat, and I will be asking them if they've ever considered coaching and let them know we're going to be doing this 3-day workshop Wednesday through Friday. So reach out if you would like. We need more people to go live because I truly believe. And actually, I think Krista, did you say that at the retreat?
Yeah, she was talking about.
Krista, let me write you down. Krista, Lee, Shelby, and myself. And I can't see the chat. But if you are like, okay, I'm doing this, it's outside my comfort zone, which is going to feel outside your comfort zone. I want to hear from you.
Especially if you invited people to this,
Yeah.
You should participate in this because just put yourself in those people's shoes. If they got invited by me and then all they ever heard was from Tanya, they'd be like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Like, they need to hear from you too, because they're interested because of you, not because of me, not because of Tanya, or vice versa, whatever the situation may be. But by all means, yes, but just let us know so we can coordinate, so we're not all going live
At the same time.
time.
Exactly. And then Saturday, we've got our 7 a.m. hustle hour with Tanya, and then a 9 a.m. coffee chat. And then Sunday, we will do the weekly game plan. So if you got a new coach that signs up or all of that, I recorded the call from tonight so that you can pass on that recording, the new coach success starter call. I think I'm going to be tweaking that. I don't know that I'm going to be running those weekly moving forward. So I got to come up with a plan. But that one tonight is recorded so that you can pass on to your new coaches. And then we've got, drum roll please, Kellie Pontel. She achieved diamond this last week. And so I asked her, I was like, girlfriend, I know it's gonna be outside your comfort zone, but will you be on the hot seat call this week? And I just want to ask you questions and pick your brain, so that, because I know there's other people within the team that are pushing to get diamond back, or they're pushing to achieve diamond for the first time, and they will just want to hear from you. I hear how you did it and hear your mindset switch and all the different things. So she's been coaching for 6 months. She has achieved success starters. She was in the pilot test group for muscle burns fat. You can see her results right there. And so I'm so excited. I have a list of questions. Dean doesn't know this, but we're going to go back and forth and ask you questions. Dean?
We are.
Yes, we are. And so we're just going to put her in the hot seat and just kind of ask her some questions tonight. So where's she at? Kelly Ann.
She went ahead and jumped off.
She's like, I'm out. Congratulations again, Kelly.
Thank you.
Yay. Okay. All right. Do you just want to introduce yourself really quick? Say a little bit about yourself, maybe?
Where you're from, what you do.
Yeah.
Number one about myself, I don't like talking about myself, so this is very much so out of my comfort zone. My boyfriend actually said to me, he's like, oh, you'll be fine. You do this all the time on your Instagram stories. I'm like, yeah, but no one's watching me when I record those. That's the difference. So I am a mom to 4 kids, ages 5.5 to 16.5. My 16-year-old has type 1 diabetes. I am divorced out of a 12-year abusive marriage, so yay to that. Moving on to greater things. I work full-time as an office supervisor, 9-to-5 job, and always then some because I don't like having a to-do list, so I'm constantly working. I don't know. That's like it in a nutshell, really. I didn't want to go far into the Beachbody stuff until we start talking about it.
Okay. I know more will come out here. Okay. So I've got your first question. Curious, when you enrolled, did you start out as a discount coach, or did you come in with the intention of working the business?
Discount coach for sure. I actually, backstory, have been doing Beachbody workouts for 4 to 5 years, and I got out of it for a year, and then I found you guys and I rejoined, and I think I joined in July, and then I canceled my coach membership because I was just like, oh, I'm just going to do the workouts. And then in November, I'm like, no, I'm going to sign back up again. And then that's when a month later, I'm like, okay, maybe I should do this. I've been doing the workouts long enough to know and be familiar and know that this works. So why not coach too? I'm already doing all the things.
I love that. And that's just proof, you guys. I just always want to say never to discount a discount coach. Never discount them, because if they get results and they fall in love with what it is that we're doing in the community, it's like falling in love with your favorite straightener, an amazing restaurant. You want to tell people about it because it's amazing and it's changed your life. So I love that you shared that. You want to ask the second question?
Yeah. As much as I love when people succeed, I also feel like sometimes that's all people see is the successful part. Take us through that not so successful part, and what are the things that you had to work on Kelly to get to diamond? What are some things that you had to work through? Because we know that you didn't sign up to become a coach and then next week you were diamond. You had to personally develop and work on yourself to get to this point. I don't want anybody to get the misconception when we have someone on a hot seat call that these people were overnight success, because this is not, that couldn't be further from the truth. But my favorite thing about this business is not the accolades, but the person that they become while they're getting these accolades. And I think Kellie's a true testament to this. And I would love to hear more about that.
Sure. So the only reason I kind of in my intro brought up that I got out of an abusive marriage was because this kind of all leads into all of that. I left that situation 3 years ago, and I had tried to I have to kind of give the backstory. I tried to find me again, and I tried to find my self-worth again. I was beat down in every single way and had no self-worth. I knew I was a mom, and I knew I was good at my job, and I knew I was a great girlfriend, but I didn't really believe in me. You know what I mean? You go through the motions and you do the things, but a part of you can still not believe in yourself. You put on that cover and you put it out there, but deep down there's still work to do. And I had started this, and I'm yeah, I'm doing all the things. I know how to do this. Why not coach? Because I love it. I'm proof of the product. But my self-doubt and my fear totally got in the way. I hit Success Club the first 3 months. I got Success Starters. And then some stuff was going on in my life, and I just quit. I just gave up because of fear, because of self-doubt, because I didn't think I was worthy of it. I would watch so many other coaches or do all these training calls or whatever, and just still something in me, even though you guys were all so supportive, something in me was no, you can't do this. You need to go to work at your office from 9 to 5. You need to be a mom. You don't have time for this, or you're never going to get there, or just all these things. So I actually went through a journey group with my church, and it's just about unrooting all the evil and realizing that, you can forgive and move on without forgiving those other people and those things. And I did a lot of personal development. It was time for me to know that working on me wasn't selfish anymore. Working on me and being selfish for that reason was necessary. So I really had to just know that working on me was not selfish. It was the best thing I could do for anybody around me, my boyfriend, my family, my kids, my jobs, my anything. If I was going to show up and be great for them, I needed to work on me first. And that is where it all took off. I just did the work on me and dove into personal development, which I have some good books here to show you later. And just brought, like you said earlier, Dean, you have to believe in yourself. Somebody can believe in you, but if you don't believe in yourself, it doesn't mean anything. And now I finally have that self-worth and that confidence and that belief that I can do this too,
Oh, I was talking and I was on mute, but it's just so powerful, Kellie, because I've watched you grow into this woman, because when we first started, you kind of thought about it, and you'd be I don't know what to post. I don't know how to do it. And I never posted a picture of myself. And watching you grow through that, and then to turn around, and after you kind of got the hang of that a little bit, to go, I'm Kellie, you need to talk in your stories. And you're okay, I can do this. And then you're I showed my face in my stories today. Because I remember you're I started talking with the camera away. And then you're okay, I'm going to do it today, Kelsey. I'm going to put the camera on myself when I talk. Just watching you grow in that has been really rewarding for me to see you just grow and develop in that area too. So it's just been really fun to work with you, Kellie. I love you. All right. Let's see. That was kind of questions 2 and 3, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you work part-time or full-time in your day job? And then what do your business hours look like? How do you make this business work?
Business hours as far as this business?
This business,
Okay.
yeah. Fit into your life.
Okay, so my 9 to 5 job, as I call it, isn't really 9 to 5. I am out the door by 8 o'clock. I'm not usually home till 5:30. And then it's, dinner, kids, whatever, and they go to bed at like 8 o'clock. So for me, this can't always work for a lot of people, because I know a lot of people need like their times, and probably why I'm not on the hustle hours and probably should be. But I literally just work in 10-15 minute pockets all day long. Like if I have a break at work, I'm on my social media. If I have a break, for lunch, I'm at home and I'm doing my workout and I'm recording my stuff while I'm doing my workout. And then I post the stuff before I run back to work. And then it's just, it's all over the place, because that's how I have to do it right now. I had to make the decision of like, am I going to do this? Because if I'm going to do it, I need to make it work. But I also need to keep, because I'm a single mom of 4 kids and the only financial supporter, I need to make both things work to have that, income for them. So really it's like 15 minutes before I go to my day job, 15 minutes on a break here, my lunch hour, 15 minutes in the afternoon. Like as they're eating dinner or finishing up and I'm cleaning stuff, like I may message people back. It's just sporadic, which sometimes drives myself crazy. So, making, like I said in the chat earlier, I really need to get my morning routine back, because I think if I were to just pick like an hour in the morning and wake up earlier, I'd get so much more done and feel less crazy throughout the day. But yeah, it's just kind of all over the place right now, if I'm being honest.
I think though that you're making it work for you. Like I think so many times in our heads we want things to look perfect, or we think that there's this ideal thing. When I was working full time as a nurse, I literally would take my phone to the bathroom while I was peeing. I would make a post, like literally, like I would work in those little cracks to make it work, because that's what you have to do when you have that long-term vision of truly what you want your life to look like. You just have to find those little pockets of time, and you're doing that. I remember talking to her name now, she's married. She was a single mom of 5 kids. Her name is Jen Brown. And she was like, I would have a Post-it note. Like she's a teacher. And before she would leave for work, she would write a list of like the people that she was going to connect with. And literally on her drive, she would be sending voice memos, making her time work for her. And so I love that you shared that, because it's not always going to be perfect. It's not always going to be this picture perfect, like here's my work hours. It's going to look different for everybody. So thank you for sharing that and being honest about it.
Yeah, so a lot of the time that's what it is. Like my story is, you'll see I'm in my car, because it's like the time that I can do it. I have 4 kids. They're needy in their own ways. So it's like, if I want to, record something to somebody or record a message to put up, like I need to do it in my car or late at night when they're sleeping, or it's like, you can't hear me, all you hear is them. But the other thing I just wanted to say about that is like a basic point of like, I'm so busy that it's like, you don't have the time to think about it. You just know what you need to do and you need to do it,
It's where messy action, you're not overcomplicating or overthinking it. You're like, I just need to do it. Like it may not be perfect, but I'm going to just rock it. And you do it good. So, all right, Dean, next question.
So there's been many a times that I've overheard Kelsey talking to you, sending you a voice memo about, Kellie, you've got to look in the camera on your stories and talk in your stories.
Challenge. This is your daily challenge.
Kellie, you've got to start posting on social media. You just got to do it. Like, and there's been fear. Like your response is fear driven. You can definitely do it, but you've had fear behind that. What have you done, or how have you overcome that fear of posting to social media and working to improve on your stories? Because now your stories are awesome and there's so much confidence behind them. But how did you get to that point? How did you overcome that?
I'll go back to the personal development and like the reading and the podcast. I also have to say it's a big thing. Like I don't know. I think I'm a mix of like extrovert and introvert, because I don't really necessarily say that I feed off other people's energy, but like I never had the support, like I never used to have support. I would get like why are you doing this? Or you shouldn't be doing this, or you're doing this for someone else. So like I was always, like I said, I was always beat down and I never had the support. So I think having Conquer Nation and the support of you two directly, and especially knowing that I can just reach out at any time and you guys are going to be there, and like even other women on the team, like having support is number one for me. Like I need to know that I have support and I'm not alone in this.
And then also working on me. Like, I needed to just realize that, like, I have an amazing story. It's a hard story, but it's an amazing story. And I want to help other women like get over it or get through it or, you know, beat it faster than I did, because there's no reason any of us should ever be stuck in that fear, whatever type of fear it is, but nobody should ever be stuck in that fear. And I want others to know like they have that support. And I feel like the only way I can do that is to just share my story. So I really just had to tell myself, like, you know what, you have a story, someone needs to hear it, and you need to just like kick fear in the face. Which is where this book comes in. You Are a Badass. It was my number one, and I've read it a million times, and I listened to it over and over. And it was a changer for me, for sure.
Well, you are a badass, Kelly. You really are. Number one, but number two, like, I just remember you even reached out to me a few times. You're like, Kelsey, you're right. I didn't believe. I'm still living. I didn't die. Like, I'm still here. And just knowing that, like, you do have a story to share. And there's even been instances you're like, Kelsey, did I take it too far? And I'm like, no, it's perfect. Like, you did an awesome job. So I think, going through personal development and just realizing like, it's not about you, it's about helping that next woman out there, I think is what I've seen from that. So love that. Love it. Love it. Okay. What question are we on?
Number 6.
Okay. Next question. How do you personally create urgency and excitement to get people on board? Because I seen the week before you achieved Diamond, you reached out to me and you're like, I have got like 2 or 3 people that you needed. And I was like, you had this sense of confidence that you were going to make it happen next week. You're like, it's happening. It is happening. And you had to create this urgency, and you were bouncing ideas off me. We were going back and forth almost daily to try and help you lock this in. So like, how did you personally create that urgency and that excitement for people to get enrolled so that you could achieve that goal?
I definitely think the test group helped with that, because I had finally seen results that I hadn't seen in a long time. Like, I felt stuck in my own fitness journey, and MBF just took it a whole new level. Like, it got me to a point where I've never been able to push past before. So like, really radiating, like, I'm proof of the product, and like, this stuff is real and it works and it's sustainable and anybody can do it. It helped tremendously. I mean, I've never been one to be like, oh, I'm going to throw you a gift card. Not that that's bad, obviously, but I've just never done it. And I've never, I guess, like, just showing more excitement, you know, if people can tell if you love something or if you're just doing it to do it. And so it's like, when I would get excited about something, I would post about it. Or if I would, you know, get excited about something, I would text a friend. And that's the other thing too. I think I was fearful of reaching out to those close to me, fearful of judgment. But once I like just said, basically told myself to shut up and do it anyways, because I know it's good for them if they're willing to take that shot. Like, it was just like 50% of them were just like, yeah, what do I need to know? Like, what does it entail? So it's, I mean, you just got to share that excitement. Like, you know, you guys love the products, you love the programs. Like, if you're seeing great results, just get on there and share that excitement, because people can tell when you're really on fire about something and excited, and they will want that too.
Love that answer. 2 things I want to say is something that you didn't mention is you did something that was outside your comfort zone this last week too. You shared your income progression.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I think is huge. And the second thing that you did is, the second thing I just wanted to kind of like ask you, I guess, off what you had said is like, you're like, I got results I needed MBF. I was in that test group. What if somebody's listening and they're like, I have never been in a test group, or I'm not in one currently. What would you say to that person?
I would just tell them to kick butt at the workout they're doing and share it. Like, share. I used to be so scared to even share like me doing workouts, because I'm like, I hate gyms, because I'm like, oh, don't watch me, don't look at me. So like, recording a workout was the same. Like, I don't want to record myself working out, posting it. But if people just see before and afters, like they're not going to get as excited. Like, you need to show yourself doing the work, because they're like, oh, they're actually doing those workouts, you know. Like, there's so much out there right now that I think people just like post an image sometimes, but they don't share the hard work that's behind it. then it doesn't really reel people in. But if you're sharing that, like, hey, here's my before and after, and here's me doing the work, I think it gets people excited, like, oh, she's really actually doing this.
Yes. I was just sharing at the retreat this last weekend. I was like, anytime I'm not getting results and I'm not excited about the program, I see my business kind of feel that. But anytime I am like even if I'm not in a pilot test group, I'm in the mindset, I'm in a test group and I'm committed to the program. I'm committed to following the calendar. I'm committed to, my nutrition, is when I'm excited because I'm seeing results. And guess what? That comes out in your stories. It comes out in your invites. So I agree with everything that you said for sure. Dean, I think you have the next
Yep.
question.
I think you touched on it, but what is your favorite personal development book / podcast, etc.?
So I love reading versus podcasts, because when I'm listening to something, I'm like, oh, that was really good. Rewind, and I want to like type it all out. Whereas if I just have the hard copy of the book, I can like underline it or flag it or whatever. But yes, You Are a Badass was the first one. But the other one, As a Woman, sorry, Dean, it was Open Wide by Melissa, I think is her name. Yes, Melissa. It's just like, it makes you realize that like you are a woman and you are a freaking goddess, and like you should open wide to the world and be who you are, because you are amazing and you're beautiful and you're just worth it all. So if you haven't read it, it gets kind of into like some sexual stuff, but I mean, the rest of the chapters, it's eye opening. And it's like, you're right. I am a goddess of a woman and the world needs to know me too. And I think sharing your story really helps people connect with you, which then, you want to work with those who are like-minded and like you. So it helps when you know who you really are.
Oh, thank you. I haven't even heard of that book. So I'm going to have to I'm excited to look into that one.
Well, it sounds like that's one I need to read.
Maybe just the sexual chapter, Dean.
Especially with a title like that. All right. You got 8.
Okay. So how has Beachbody and this opportunity changed you and your family? Like, how has it impacted you?
It really just goes back to kind of what this all is wrapped into, is it gave me my worth back, like to know that I am worth it, that I am like this strong warrior woman who has an amazing story and I can help other women. And I think my kids have seen that shift in me too. I mean, even my boyfriend, Randy, he's seen that shift. He's like, your confidence is just like crazy wild and I love it. He's like, I'm falling more in love with you. I'm like, woohoo, but even the kids, I think when they see me doing that, they're like, what are you doing? And I'm like, my coaching. They're like, oh, you like actually coach other women? I'm like, yes. Like, oh, I never thought you'd do that. Like just everybody just sees the radiance of like the self-worth and the confidence. And I was never that person. I was shy little Kelly who would never be on this call talking to you. And it's helped me grow into the woman that I've always wanted to be, but never had the courage or, strength to do so. Or I never had the will to push myself to do better because I just felt like I was stuck. So it really just, it gave me a lot of reasons back in my life and a lot of self-worth and confidence and just a purpose for me.
Well, confidence is attractive to multiple areas, to your boyfriend, I'm sure, but also to other people that want to be a part of this business with you. You're going to attract who you are, and the more confident you are, the more confident people you're going to attract. So
yeah, so true.
That's awesome. Let's see. Okay,
last question.
So you've grown a lot, you've worked on a lot of personal development. I know there's the Kelly 6 months ago watching this right now that just doesn't feel confident, doesn't feel like they're worthy of doing an Instagram story, doesn't know that they can really do this business. Maybe they've done this business and they've fallen off a little bit and completely gone MIA because they've had life happen. And then for whatever reason, they felt a nudge to get on this call. What would your message be for that person watching this, or for Kelly 6 months ago?
Don't give up. Don't give up on you. Don't give up on being happy. don't give up on something that you're passionate about. Like, just, if I don't know, it's really just don't give up. Like, you can do this. You have it in you. You're here for a reason, and other women are watching you and they need what you have to offer. You're strong, you're smart. You got this. Like, do not give up. I can't stress that enough, because even in like COVID or whatever started in March, like, I gave up, and it's because I'm like, I even think I text you, Kelsey, like, oh, some stuff happened, and this, that, and the other. And it's like, okay, and what? Like, life is hard. Like, just keep going. Like, just do one thing a day. Just post one selfie a day, or one message, or just a piece of your workout, and just don't give up.
Yes. Because life is going to happen to us all. Like, it's just the truth, and we just have to keep going through that. And so that was really inspiring that you shared that. It looks like Melissa had a question in the chat. She said that this was so helpful to hear that you've worked through like going live or doing Instagram stories. She's trying to figure out like what topics to kind of share. So where have you found, like, when you go to do talking in your stories or go live, like, where are you finding your topics?
So this may shock a lot of you. I'm a mom of 4, but I rarely talk about my kids. I really just talk about what's going on in my life. Like, in the morning, I wake up and I have this awesome Nespresso machine, and I just share about that. And then on my drive to work, I'm just like, I might share about something funny that happened, or that it's going to be a really long day, or, like, one day I just spilled coffee all over myself. So I'm just like, oh my gosh, you guys, I just doused coffee on myself. I can either A, make this a good day, or B, sulk in the fact that I'm pissed I spilled my coffee, or like when I'm on my lunch break, or like just when I'm just thinking about something, I almost kind of talk to my Instagram like a journal sometimes. Like, just whatever's going on, like, I just pop on there and say it. Or like, if we're taking night walks with the family, I'll just post a video of the family. Or my lunch hour, when I'm doing my workouts, I'll post a 15-minute clip of me doing a workout, and then that's when I'll bring up the boot camps and stuff.
Yeah. And I remember one time you texted me, you're like, is this overboard? Because I think you were kind of talking to yourself. Like, you said a journal entry. You had went on this little rant about, well, Kelly, how bad do you want it? Like, if you're not willing to get up early or whatever it was, I will never forget that because it was so good. So yeah, you'll go on little rants, but it's like you're kind of talking to yourself because you need that or whatever. And I do the same thing. So
yeah, it's like you're giving yourself a little prep talk throughout your day, but then posting it like a blog,
Yeah, for sure.
That's what makes you relatable. I feel like when people see that you're not just working out, you're not just drinking your shakes, like when they see you throughout the day and like, hear from you throughout the day, like, you become way more relatable than if you're just posting your workout.
Yeah, you said it in the beginning of this call, is this isn't just about working out and drinking a shake. It's so much more to that. But if that's all you're posting, that's all people are going to think it's about, and they don't think that they can be a part of that because they're not all about that.
Yeah.
But truth be told, you're not about that either, but you got to share that. So
working out has become my therapy. I'm like, oh, I'm frustrated, I need to go work out, not go drink a beer.
yeah.
It's like a mindset shift.
For sure.
Looks like you got a question.
Yeah. And I don't remember. Maybe Kelly does. Tanya asked, Kelsey, how did you respond when Kelly said that she was giving up? Do you remember how I responded to you?
Oh, I don't even know. Actually, I think it was something about you said to me something about, it's not if you want this, it's if you need it. Think how much you need this versus wanting it. It was something along those lines. Because you're like, a lot of us want this, but if you don't need it, like, how hard are you really gonna, are you gonna go all in or not? And I think that's what changed it, because then I kept saying to myself, like, okay, yeah, I want this, but do I need it? And I'm like, well, I have my 9-to-5 income. Like, I don't need it for an income. But like I said, it's so much more than that for me. Like, it's not, I mean, the extra money has been nice. I've been able to check some stuff off my vision board and, do some extra things with the kids, but it's not about that for me. Like, I need this because I needed the support. I needed the community. I needed, the working out has just become my therapy of, like, the frustrations or emotions of life. We're all battling that right now. Like, it helps release that.
Yeah. So yeah, you
I was-
needed it.
I was going to say, I don't remember Kelsey, you ever going like, well, you do need this, like trying to talk her into it. Kelsey doesn't drag anybody. And
I
she
just ask questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, how bad do you need this? How bad are you willing to work for this? And Kelly answered to the call. Like, she really made her think.
For sure.
And now look.
Now look. That's awesome. Anybody else have any questions for Kelly tonight? This has been an awesome call. Thank you for opening up and just sharing like vulnerable, authentic you and just the whole journey. Cause I think that, like Dean was saying earlier, so many times like people only see the success and they don't realize the inward work that you've had to put in, or the early mornings, or working during your lunch hour. And they don't see all of that when it's taken work. And it's taken consistency, and it's taken that belief. And so I really appreciate you for sharing all of that.
You're welcome.
Anybody else? All right. Well, thank you so much, Kelly. I really, really, really appreciate it again. I'm really excited to see what's going to happen with your rest of your business. I know you have really big goals for the rest of the year. So we are going to work to crush those together. And no doubt in my mind, you're going to achieve them. So
Thank you, Kelly.
have a great night, everybody. Thanks again, Kelly.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.